Hi and welcome to the final video in this three-part series where I talk about proper hand position, proper posture at the piano. If you skipped video number 1 and 2, make sure you go back. It is important that you watch those videos first before you dive into this. There are a lot of great videos out there that talk about proper hand position and proper posture, but I believe that a more comprehensive understanding of all the working parts will help you have the best result. Links to the first 2 videos are in the description box below, and as always, parents, you know the drill. I will need your help implementing this with your kids. If you're new here, my name is Kat and welcome to my channel Kat's Keys, where I share creative piano music videos, piano tutorials, and tips and tools for both piano teachers and students. If you find any of that content valuable, go ahead and click like and subscribe and consider commenting as well. Your comments will help me grow and understand how to serve you better. Now let's get to it. When it comes to the proper hand position at the piano, it is important that you follow the natural shape of your hand when it's in its relaxed position. So now let's lift up our arms. And if you lift it up in this relaxed position, I am not forcing my hands to be in a particular shape or in a particular position. It just naturally goes there, right? That's just kind of like the natural shape of your hand. And when you open it up, palm face in front of you, notice that if it's in a relaxed position, again, it's in this natural kind of like curved position. It's not in a fist. It's not in a cringy, right? Like as if you're holding on like a rock climbing and holding on for dear life. And it's not open palm either, like completely open palm. And the distal joints are also, and the PIP joints are also not like flexing down like this and folding down, right? So let's try that again. Hands down next to you, and let's lift both hands up and open it, and look at how it's just in this nice curved position. One more time. Lift it up, open, again in this nice curved position. Now if we take it now and flip it back down again, look at that. The most natural shape on the piano. No tension and it's pain-free, right? Another way to check this is by making a fist with one hand and then taking the other hand and draping it over the fist. And once you take off the fist from underneath, look at how, again, it's in this nice curved shape position. And put on the piano. Voila, you're right there again. Nice and curved on the piano, super natural, right? So for my younger students, think of it like an elephant trunk, right? An elephant trunk is nice and soft. I mean, I'm sure it's heavy and it can whip you and hurt you, but just like our hands, right? We can slap, we can do so many things with these hands, but we can also just be in a relaxed position, right? Open it up and then now flip it back down. And again, it's in that most relaxed state, tension-free and pain-free. Now that we've addressed that, let's talk about the wrist. The wrist, again, when you lift it up, flip it, and then flip it back down, right? The wrist should be in this nice straight position from your finger to your wrist and all the way to your elbow. Yeah, there's like a little slight slope up, right, to your elbow, but the point is that your wrist is not twisted this way or this way. It's also not up like this, right? So if you're up like this, it's kind of like you're dancing on, it's kind of like a ballerina dancing on their toes, right? Which is beautiful, but in piano, we're not dancing on the tip of our fingers, right? We're not playing on this part of the finger, we're playing on this right here, but also not all the way to the tip, because if we play all the way to the tip, it's gonna look like this, right? And now notice that if I play on the tip, it takes my wrist up, right, higher than my fingers, which we don't want to do. We want it to be nice and straight. We also don't want to drop our wrist this way. Every time we drop our wrist this way, it's actually so hard to play with your wrist down this way. And also, sometimes students can start like this, but then when they press the keys, they tend to go bang, 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 right? We don't want to bang, right, the wrist down every time we play. It can literally be, the piano is so easy to press. Once you press it, it makes a sound already, so you don't need to work too hard to make it make a sound. You can just drop your fingers there, drop your fingers there, drop, and notice how my wrist is not moving down, right? Once you start playing larger intervals, like let's say this is A, and then now you have 2 notes in between and you have to reach the C right here, right? Notice that my my wrist here does have a slight kind of twist, but even if it's twisting, look at how it's still straight from the finger line to my wrist, right? So it's not doing this movement, right? If anything, actually, this whole movement where I also move so that my fingers are in line with my wrist, it is supported by the core, it's supported by the body. So if I go something like this where it's like a little higher here, right? I can go there with my body, so my core is gonna move there, my body moves, my head moves, and now look at my whole hand. It's still in a nice straight line right here. I'm gonna push it up right here so you can see, right? So it's not this way, right? Not doing that, but it's going, I'm still supported right there, right? So if anything, it's really the core that supports everything. It's not like a finger focused movement, right? Where it's all about the fingers. And you can also hear that in the sound when it's all about the fingers. I'm gonna play exactly kind of like the same tone, but I'm gonna use my body with it. Right, you see how it kind of really has a different sound to it because I'm using my body to support the sound that I'm making with the piano. One last thing before we're done here. So when you're playing the piano and you're only playing all the white notes, your hands should be a little bit underneath the black notes. So look at my third finger right here, right? It's just right underneath this black note right here, right? If I'm doing, which are all white notes, right? I'm not over here, which is a lot of work, right? So you want your hands pulled down over here at the bottom of the black notes if you're playing all the white notes. Now, if you are going to reach some of the black notes, then you have to get your fingers up into the keyboard, right? So you want to slide it out so you can reach the pinky on the black note or the thumb on the black note or any other fingers on the black note. You want to go into the piano. So I always say it's kind of like the in and out movement, right? This is in, this is out, this is in, and this is out. So if I'm playing something like this, notice how my hand is into the piano. I'm not here doing this, right? I'm actually all the way fully into the piano, so I can reach those black notes. There are also a couple of hand exercises that you can do to strengthen your hands. One is just literally closing and opening your hands, right? A fist and open. But when you do this, you want to go through every single joint and put as much pressure into it, and then go and open, and again, every single joint, going through it and coming back in and going back out. You don't need any equipment. But watch, this is a really great way to just articulate your hands and go through it. And so that's one exercise. Another exercise is by basically taking your hands right here and kind of clasping it right at the top part of your hand and just putting tension and pulling each other, right? Pulling from each other. And then again, other way. When you do this, but just be mindful that again, this is not like flattening up like this and doing this kind of like position, right? But that it's in a nice curved position and you're pulling away from each other, applying your own tension and pressure there. Another exercise is the same thing, but just a full fist, pulling, right? It's just strengthening your fingers there a little bit. And the last thing is just a simple expand and release. Expand and release, and seeing how far you can go with your hands with that tension, and then release and relax. Yeah, there's so many exercises out there that you can find, but these are some of the ones that I know are very helpful. To summarize this video, the 3 things you need to look out for is make sure that your hands are in its natural curved position. Make sure that you are playing with your wrist nice and straight, not too high, not too low. And the last thing is to make sure that you're playing at the right part of your finger, right? Again, at the bed, but not too far into the bed, but just a little bit right there, but not too on the tip either, right? Just that nice magical balance on the piano. You're balancing your finger on the piano with this nice curved position. I hope this 3-part video has given you a lot of insight and things to apply in your own piano practice. Thanks again for watching, and if you haven't yet, go ahead and click like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.